New York City's legendary female house crew, Mabu, was honored to host Manuel Kza from Angola here in New York City. Manuel Kza led 2 Kuduro workshops here in New York City for our dance community and choreographed the Kuduro segment for our show at Red Hook Fest in Brooklyn.
How do you feel, guys?
We're gonna rip that shit.
As house dancers from New York City, we've experienced the rhythms of Kuduro through Afro-House and wanted to learn more about the Kuduro culture. Kuduro began in Luanda, Angola in the late 1980s. Tony Amado, creator of Kuduro, got the idea for the dance after seeing Jean-Claude Van Damme in the 1989 film Kickboxer. Tony Amado imitated Van Damme's drunk club dance, dubbing it Kuduro, which in Portuguese means stiff or hard butt.
Mabu, as a crew, we embrace culture in the biggest sense of the word in terms of understanding it completely and fully and trying to really know the roots of what we love, whether it be house or hip hop or reggae or funk styles, anything. We kind of try to learn from the sources because we believe that to really be part of a community or culture, it has to be a holistic approach. So you have to know about where things came from, the names of things, why things were created, when they were created, because it's livelihood for people and it's their means to express themselves and it's their means to be free. So having Manuel come here and teach us Kuduro, being that he's straight from Angola and he's a very important figure in the Kuduro community, was a real gift to us and kind of I think speaks to our larger mission as a crew, which is to really delve into all the parts and influences that make house so beautiful and so kind of all-encompassing in terms of the cultures and the musical references that influence house.
What we are doing with Mabu, we are trying to show people the roots of Afro-House, to show people what Afro-House is. So it's very important to know that Afro-House is very different from house dance. It's not the same thing. It's very different.
What I really appreciate about this movement now is that it's more youthful, new, refreshing energy. It's not the traditional movements. It's now the youth are kind of emerging with their voice, which is amazing, which is, how change and revolution is started anyway. It's really amazing now to have the opportunity to really be able to engage in dialogue and have it explained and taught and, have the explanation of why we're doing this movement. This is for Auntie Maria and this is for Rico and this is, about the soup and oh, that makes sense.
O Kuduro sofre inovação, a noiva entra em ação. Tô empanturrado de dica, tô repleto de ideia. Inteligência 100%, ainda só explorei 1%.
Afro-House is not new. I think it's seeing a reawakening. I think a lot of dancers who listen to Afro-House now or get down to Afro-House in the clubs have no idea what Kwaito is, Never heard of it. I don't know that this has been around for ages. And it's kind of, the foundations of the Afro-House that we hear today, and especially the Afro-House that comes from South African DJs and producers. But now it's obviously grown to other parts of Africa. We have DJs from Angola and Mozambique and Nigeria and everywhere who are bringing new sounds to the table. And I think it's great that it's being played so much in New York clubs because New York is known for a certain kind of sound, a certain kind of style, and it's nice to see these new influences come in because it's naturally going to change the way people DJ. It's going to change the way dancers move.
Somewhere along the line, Afro-House got introduced to us and got introduced to New York in a big, humongous way. And that changed the way we were dancing. We were really dancing a certain kind of way in the 90s, and a certain kind of way in the late 90s, and a certain kind of way in the early 2000s, a certain kind of way, and and then it started to change in the early 2000s to the mid 2000s just because the music changed.
Africa for the next big thing. This is where all of the evolution of house culture and house music is happening. So it's a really exciting time to be alive and to be part of this history. I feel like everyone who experienced the workshop here in New York, their life and their dance has changed forever, and they've really experienced the energy of Angola, and that's really important for me because I want New York to always stay, evolving. And keep the energy fresh and keep my culture alive. So it's really important that house does not become a thing of the past and history and get stuck in the way that it was, the way that it is. This is the future of house. To see it now on a world platform, which is really important, that we're not just focused on what's going on here within our underground scene in New York, that we're focused on how we've influenced the entire world with our culture, which makes me really proud.
I would say Angola and New York, house dance, Afro-House culture, is the music is quite the same. The Afro-House vibe, is quite the same. But the dance is different. So I would say we are connected by the music. Dongolo from the Democratic Congo, Secada, and we mix it with our kwasa and step up like this. So in Angola we dance Kuduro Afro-House, and in Nigeria they will dance to Azunto, to that Afro-House. So coming here to New York, when I saw everyone and the Mauku dancing the Afro-House, it was really amazing.
I feel like African Americans, producers that I know that are creating this music here, they're always looking for identity because we're so displaced for so many reasons. Do you acknowledge that in your home, or is it like, no, it's that, is there a gray area, is what I'm saying?
Where, what? Where?
In terms of like, there's Afro-House, there's of course traditional movements that come from Africa, and then like the blend between.
The two? Well, I see many moves from house dance that look very much like from some part of Africa. Like for this one, we got the farmer, right? Because they say the farmer. We do, this is more, you find it more in South Africa. So you can almost see, I think that dance, when I see, especially not only in house, I see also in hip hop.
You guys do a lot of consequences in your hip-hop.
Right.
You know, like, consequences there. You don't realize consequences there, you know. When you do those moves there, I see, you know, every time I watch hip-hop, I see a lot of Africa in it. New York has received me with all the love they can give, and I have so much respect for all the good and wonderful dancers that I've met here in New York, and hopefully I get to come again someday and share more about Kuduro.
Nakala ke humbola meme, nakala ke humbola tate, have a shit to your knee. Beluga, 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 beluga man. 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 I'm